Hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miesha, and today I'm going to show you guys how I make my wigs from start to finish. So first I'm going to start off by bleaching my closure. And I'm going to start off with this BW2 powder, 40 developer, and I put both of the products into a mixing bowl and I just add developer as I go. So you want to use as little as developer as you can because you want your consistency of the bleach to be like toothpaste. So you want it to be very creamy and not runny so you don't over bleach your closure. So this is the closure that I'm going to be using today, and I'm going to lightly tap this onto my closure. I'm not going to press down. I speeded this part up because I did not want the video to be so long, but I am going really light with this. You don't want to put a lot on there at one time. You just want to make sure you dab it on there and make sure that you're getting it everywhere on every knot. So what this is going to do is bleach your knots so that the closure could seem more realistic like skin. So I'm going to flip my closure over and then I'm going to seal everything in with the aluminum foil. You want to make sure that you check back on your closure periodically just to make sure that you're not over bleaching and that your knots are actually processing. So now that my knots are all bleached, I'm going to run the water on here just to get the bleach off first. And then I'm going to go in with some neutralizing shampoo just so I can stop the bleaching process. You don't have to do this. I just be wanting to make sure because I have over bleached my roots so many times. And then I'm going to go in with this purple shampoo. It's called SHIMMER Lights. And this is just going to take the brassiness out of the knots and make sure that it's just not so orange and kind of tone it out. And I do leave this on for like 10 minutes just so I can ensure that it actually soaks up everything. So after I leave that on for like 10 minutes, then I rinse it out and I go in with my conditioner. And today I'm using the Pantene conditioner. So now that we're done with the bleaching, our knots are all bleached. There's not anything over bleached and over processed. So I'm just pinning this down onto the wig head before I start so I can put it in a ponytail so it can be easy for me to sew it on. And now I'm just going to position my wig cap onto my wig head and then put my closure into place. Now I like to go a little bit over the wig cap when I place my closure, just to have a little room for when my hair falls. I want it to fall over my tracks. I don't go too far over, but yeah. So while I'm pinning my closure down, I make sure that I stretch my closure out because you want to make sure that your closure has no lumps, no bumps, and everything is flat. So I pin my closure around all the way and I make sure I stretch it while I'm sewing as well. So you're going to see me pulling the closure as well as sewing it down. So I make sure that I stretch my closure when I'm sewing. You grab my waist in the place that you should. Boy, you know my body is calling your name. Every night is something new. Your touch is not the same. You get me excited, surprised every day. I can't wait for you to put your hands on me, So, and most times when I'm making my wigs, I do both of the sides first before I do the back. I just be wanting to make sure that I have my closure secured in place and everything is flat. and then I proceed with the back, and if I need to pull it additionally, then I can do that. So you're gonna see me pin it down because I need to stretch it some more, and that just makes my closure be really flat and seamless. Now we're going in with starting to put our tracks on the wig. I pin them in place because that is so much easier to do, and also I double my tracks. So I double about the first 2 bundles, and then with the last bundle I start singling it. But when I lay my first track, it depends on the wig cap that I'm using. This wig cap that I have right now, it is an older wig cap that I had, and it is kind of bigger than my head. So what I did was I laid the track on top of the elastic band. I did not sew on the part where the elastic band was. I placed the track over it. So in other times when I actually sew on the elastic band, I just make sure I don't go through the band. I only go through the cap. But since this cap was bigger than my actual head, I started my track above the elastic band. And I did flip my tracks. I did not cut any of my tracks, and my wig did come out seamless and very flat. So the technique that I use when I flip my tracks actually helps me have a seamless and very flat wig install. So when I'm actually sewing my bundles on, I use the same method when sewing. I stick my needle in and I pull the thread over my needle, and once you pull the thread, it'll create a knot. So as you can see, I'm sticking my needle in, pulling the thread over, and it creates a knot. So if you guys don't know how to sew and you want to make a wig without sewing, comment that down below so I can know that you guys want to see a video on that, and I can make a video on how to construct a wig, basically beginner friendly without the sewing. So now we're at the point of our wig where we're laying the tracks in singles. So we're on our last bundle, and we're no longer doubling the tracks. So right now you can see that I went up to the closure and I came down, and I'm actually singling all of this bundle. So none of this bundle will be double, because at the top of the wig you want to make sure that it is flat like your closure. Now we're on our last track, and this is the track that separates the tracks from the closure. So you want to make sure you pay attention to how I'm sewing this on. As you can see, I'm sewing very close to the closure, but I'm not connecting the two. And you just want to do that so you can ensure that you don't mess up your wig construction if you need to change your closure. So you don't want to connect the two. Now I'm just going to cut off that small piece that is under the closure of the wig cap. You want to make sure you cut that very carefully so that you don't cut off any of your threads so your wig can come apart. That concludes this video. I love the way that this wig turned out. It is so flat and it looks so natural. If you guys want to see another wig tutorial, maybe of me using glue or the hot glue gun method, or if you just want to see how I install my wigs, comment that down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that post notification bell so that you can get notified once I upload new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. Bye.